My roommates and I were watching TV one night when all of us got hit with the munchies. They wanted to order delivery, but I felt like cooking, so I decided to save us all some money and guarantee the food would be good by making homemade hamburgers. I just had to run out and grab everything I needed for it. The only place that had all that stuff so late at night was Walmart, so I booked it over there myself while I still had some time before they closed. Luckily, it was only a few minutes away, and the parking lot seemed almost completely empty. I parked close to the front, expecting to get in and out quickly without any crowds or cars getting in my way. I sort of had tunnel vision on my task, so I didn't see anyone around. That is, until some random guy pushed past me as we both were entering the Walmart at the same time. The guy just brushed shoulders with me pretty abruptly and just ran off into the store, laughing under his breath. I didn't want to confront the guy either. He was either mentally ill or just a troublemaking teen I didn't want any problems with. I just hoped he didn't end up in the same part of the store as me. Unfortunately, when I made my way to the produce section, that weirdo was already there. He didn't have a cart or basket. It looked like he was just loitering around the cases and laughing. Then, I realized he was filming himself as he wandered around, taking close-ups of certain fruits and vegetables while giggling like a snotty little kid up to no good. It was weird as hell. Of course, I was trying my best not to stare, despite the fact it was just me and him in that section of the store. I couldn't tell exactly what he was doing, or why the potatoes and apples were so funny to him. I didn't want to get too close to him either, so I had to linger on the opposite side of the section, waiting for him to move on so I could get the stuff I wanted. Whenever he glanced over at me, we'd only make eye contact for a split second before I looked away. Even though it was only for a tiny moment, it felt like we locked eyes, and I had to tear mine away. His presence made the empty store feel packed, like I couldn't get away from him or get around him. We made eye contact 3 or 4 times, and each time I looked down until I felt like he was looking away. Then, the last time we locked eyes, I looked down, and a second later, he was right in front of me.
Stop looking at me! I'm sorry, I wasn't, I swear. What do you want from me? Huh? Nothing, I'm just trying to buy groceries, man. You disgust me. I think you deserve exactly what's coming to you. What? Stay away from me or I'll shove a cucumber up your ass! Though I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
As quickly as that freak became a problem, he just walked away. I was completely at a loss there for a minute, but I eventually realized he wasn't coming back. I gathered everything I needed and checked out, seeing no sign of him on my way back to my car. When I got home, I told my roommates about what happened. My roommates and I laughed it off, trying not to let the incident ruin the night. I was ready to forget about it and start cooking. About an hour later, the 3 of us all had chowed down on the burgers I cooked. We cleaned up the mess in the kitchen and put away the leftover veggies, then watched TV for a little while longer before finally heading to bed. Once all the distractions were gone though, I started thinking about that freak at Walmart again. What the hell was his deal? All I could see was his gross face bearing down on me. It was like he followed me into my dreams, turning them into horrible nightmares. Suddenly, I shot awake. I thought the pain was just in my dreams, but I actually was kneeled over in agony, throwing up everything and convulsing uncontrollably. I slid off my bed and crawled over to my roommate's room to get help, but they were sick just like me. The entire apartment was in chaos. We had to call 911 and get transported to the hospital because we all thought we were going to die. The doctors told us that we must have gotten food poisoning, and they pointed to my burgers as it was the last thing we had all eaten together. For days, I felt so guilty. Even though we were recovering, I felt terrible for putting my roommates through that, and I didn't think I'd ever feel confident enough to cook again. Then, a news story broke about a guy who had gone viral for spraying pesticides and rat poison on vegetables at Walmart. When I saw his face, it was the same guy that harassed me that night. He was arrested, and I was exonerated in the eyes of my roommates. But ever since then, I still don't feel the same. If there's people like that freak blatantly poisoning food right on the shelves of the grocery store, how can I ever trust any of the food I buy? This story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a 27-year-old man named Charles Smith. Smith was involved in a viral bizarre incident where he was seen spraying grocery items with chemicals at a Walmart. He is facing charges of introducing poison, criminal damage, endangerment, and theft for his actions. Smith told police he makes as much as $10,000 a month being a troll on social media. That money may now be spent on legal fees and his $25,000 bond. Residents are disgusted, and Walmart shoppers in Mesa reacted to hearing about the man charged for spraying bug spray on food sold to customers. Smith posted the video on his TikTok and Instagram accounts. In the video, he takes a can of bug spray around the store, spraying produce and meat. Smith posted 2 update videos claiming he threw the contaminated food away, but he is seen gathering only some of the fruit and vegetables in a cart. He then rolls into a Walmart trailer parked behind the store. He has since deleted all 3 videos. Mesa police noted that the time between Smith spraying the produce and returning to put them in a cart was enough time for shoppers to pick up the contaminated produce unknowingly. Walmart in a statement said the contaminated produce was removed. Court documents say Tempe police has an active case against him. Smith had turned himself into the police on December 21st, making himself the latest in a line of internet trolls facing consequences of crimes caught on camera. Smith faces an abundance of charges for his crimes.
The Walmart I work at closes at midnight, later than most locations. I work the nights, cleaning, stocking, and helping customers find what they need so they can get out and get the store ready for the morning. And with any night shift worker, I also have to deal with what I like to call the night people. They usually like to loiter, shoplift, shoot up in the washroom, or wander around until myself or another worker tells them to piss off. Those who are unacquainted with these night people might think I'm exaggerating, but I swear, it feels like I'm working in an asylum sometimes. By far, the worst encounter I've ever had with one of these freaks happened recently. It started around an hour before we closed, so there weren't many regular people left in the store. I was in the freezer section near the back, stocking up the pre-made dinners. While I had my face buried in the freezer, I noticed a woman passing behind me. She was talking under her breath, but nobody was with her, so I watched her over my shoulder as she went by. Her cart was full, and judging by how slowly she was going, she seemed to be struggling to push it. But what creeped me out was how she looked exactly like zombie Michael Jackson from Thriller. Like she just came crawling out of a graveyard. I noticed this woman would twitch every 5 seconds, snapping her neck to the side. I felt bad, assuming it had to be a condition of some kind. However, I knew I had to keep my eye on her, so I stopped what I was doing and carefully followed her from a safe distance. She eventually entered the bathroom, which was single occupancy, unlike the ones at the front. She left her cart outside and locked herself in. The bathroom happened to be close enough to the freezer section that I could listen for the door while I went back to stocking the freezers, so I kept an ear out for when she left. However, several minutes passed and I even finished unloading my pallet, yet the woman still hadn't left the bathroom. Her cart was still right there by the door when I came back with another pallet. By the time I finished unloading that, nearly half an hour had passed. I was getting worried that something was up in there. At best, she was asleep or shitting her brains out, but I knew from the way she was twitching earlier that she was more likely smoking or shooting something. I debated checking on her myself or getting one of my managers to do it, but I ended up convincing myself that I had to. I finished what I was doing, then went up to the bathroom door and knocked.
No way!
Ma'am, you can't stay in there all night. The store is closing, so...
Why can't you just leave me alone for 5 minutes?
Ma'am, it's been almost an hour.
Have you been stalking me, pervert?
What? No!
Then leave me alone before I report you to HR and tell them you like harassing MILFs!
After my first encounter with the tweaker, I didn't want anything to do with her. I just hoped she would take all her crap and leave the store. I figured she was the cashier's problem at that point, so a couple of minutes after midnight I went over to talk with them while they were closing up the registers. I described what happened, and while they said they heard some shouting a little while ago, none of them had seen anyone matching the woman's description. They hadn't even rung out a person with more than 10 items since 11:30, which meant that woman with all the stuff in her cart was still wandering around the store. This began a store-wide manhunt for her, since our guy on the security cameras was useless at his job. Of course, as luck would have it, I was the one who found her, and I was totally unprepared for what I saw. She was in a back corner of the store, digging through her cart and eating everything like a wild animal. Oh my god. Hey! You can't eat that shit if you didn't buy it, dumbass! Hey guys! I found her! She's over here! God damn it! Give me that! My god. Get this corpse off me! Help! Somebody help me! That tweaking psycho freak nearly took a bite out of my face, but my coworkers saved me at the last second. I wish I had waited for them to show up before confronting her, but I got ahead of myself and it almost cost me my life. The cops came and arrested her, finding the source of her strength to be 3 syringes worth of street-level crank, which explains why she had superhuman strength after coming out of the bathroom. I still work the night shift at Walmart, and I still deal with insane night people all the time, but none of them have ever scared me as much as that woman. This story was inspired by a weird incident regarding a Florida woman who faces theft and narcotics charges after driving a motorized shopping cart through Walmart while eating and drinking items from the store. Joseline Lopez, 25, allegedly did meth and then exhibited odd behavior at a Walmart in Lecanto. She had a half-empty bottle of wine in her cart and ate sushi, mini muffins, cinnamon rolls, rotisserie chicken, according to the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. Police responded to a call from Walmart on December 22nd that Lopez was being held after consuming $32.36 worth of food and wine inside the store. Deputies found 3 empty syringes in her possession after arresting Lopez. She told detectives that she had used the syringes earlier to do her business. Lopez, who said she was homeless, told a deputy that she was hungry and did not want to take any of the items outside of the store, but did consume everything she could while inside the store. She further states that she knew what she was doing was wrong, however, did it anyway.
Working the evening shifts at Walmart has probably been the worst job I've ever had. I work retail on the lifeless concrete floors at my local Walmart supercenter. The one good thing about working at Walmart is it seems to be a place where I can get away with being kind of a bitch to people. The whole place is full of gross weirdos shopping in their underwear, unattended children running around and screaming, and entitled Karens who love to power trip at the expense of minimum wage workers. However, my negativity pales in comparison to my coworker Paige. She and I started there around the same time, so we were work besties, but we never hung out together outside of our shifts. I didn't want to get close with her because she had a habit of creeping me out. She had this drooping lazy eye that stared at me while her head was in the opposite direction, and would often say creepy shit like, "I wish my boss dies so we can go home early," stuff like that. Aside from that, I actually didn't mind her. She didn't take shit from anyone. She'd lash out at customers, co-workers, and even managers. Despite getting written up several times and verbally threatened to get fired by our managers, Paige managed to stick around for a while. To her credit, she didn't cause problems. It's just that she had a really short fuse. But something really disturbing happened recently. Paige caught me talking shit about her behind her back. I never expected to be at the receiving end of one of her blow-ups, but I finally understood why nobody liked her. She screamed right in my face some of the nastiest stuff anyone's ever said to me.
"You lowlife, whale-looking bitch! If I ever hear you talking shit about me again, you're gonna lose more than just your job. You got that?
We both got suspended for a week, and when we came back, I saw bandages around her wrist. I always knew she had some mental problems, but I never realized they were that serious. I felt terrible for my part in what she did, so I tried to fix things. Unfortunately, Paige was totally through with me, and now it was like I was just another stupid, annoying coworker to her. She became a lot more reserved though. I thought she had finally started to work on things, but then one night, all of the stuff she was bottling up came out. I was stocking shelves when I heard Paige talking with another customer in the other aisle. It sounded like a bitter old lady, and Paige seemed to be in a worse mood than usual. Before I knew it, she exploded. I ran over to get it under control, literally having to hold her back from hitting that woman.
You're dead, bitch! I'm gonna rip your dentures out and staple them to your other lips!
Paige, stop! What the hell are you doing?
I'm gonna kill this dried up slut!
Paige, stop it! Checkout is over there, ma'am. Hey, let's get out of here.
You're first on the list! You know that? You're gonna be first!
I took Paige screaming and swinging into the storage area, where I did my best to calm her down. It was the first time I'd spoken with her since we had gotten back from our suspensions a few weeks ago. Getting a good look at her for the first time in a while, I realized she had truly gone off the deep end. My effort to connect with her led me to an even more terrifying conclusion.
Paige, what's wrong with you? What's with all this stuff about a list?
You know, it's my list for my plan.
What are you planning?
I don't know. Can I trust you?
Yes, of course you can trust me. Just tell me what this list is.
It's my list of all the people that I want to kill.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been dreaming about coming here and killing every single person that's ever pissed me off. I want to watch them collapse like little dolls when I take them out, one by one. But for some, I want to see beg for mercy while they bleed out beneath my feet. Wouldn't that be nice? Tomorrow's my day off, you know. I think I'll stop by.
I think I'll call in sick tomorrow then, just in case I'm on this list of yours.
Great idea! Just make sure you don't snitch. I wouldn't want to make another list, you know.
That night, I left work and went straight home, making sure I wasn't being followed. Paige left me with no choice. I doubted that she could actually take out every single one of us, but I knew deep down she was going to try something. Someone was going to get hurt, whether it was her or countless others. I didn't bother reporting her to the general manager. I just called the police. Paige was arrested before she had a chance to come to the store. It's been a few weeks now, and I still feel shitty about the whole thing. Paige hasn't been released from jail either. I just hope they see how sick she is so that she can get the help she needs. This story was inspired by a downright disturbing incident regarding a Walmart employee who allegedly threatened to take out her co-workers after experiencing haunting dreams for months. The woman was 20-year-old Keelan Paige Pasco. A co-worker of Pasco reported that the woman told her a detailed plan about how she would kill dozens of other employees. The Arizona woman allegedly planned to carry out a mass casualty event at her workplace, according to the court documents. The Walmart employee allegedly had an extensive hit list of 40 co-workers that she wanted to take out. The police noted that the co-workers said Pasco's alleged date of attack would have been March 2nd of 2025, as she had the day off. When the complainant tried to be dismissive of Pasco's plan, Pasco seemed irritated and said, "No one believes me," and also added that she was excited for the plan because, quote-unquote, that's how they'll know me. Investigators later interviewed the 20-year-old, who admitted to having the dream for 5 months that revolved around taking out co-workers she had real-world problems with. Pasco's comments led to her being arrested for making a terrorist threat.